Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. How y'all doing today? I am Mike D, aka DDEA, the aka 13 Wonder of the World. So nice to see y'all and hear from y'all today over the airways. Thank you for coming in, listening to me. Shout out to the Point Place players. Shout out to B.Ray. Shout out to the whole Point Place family, including all my boys. Shout out to that dude. Because that dude showed me a picture while I was sleeping about Dame Lillard, in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. Wow. And it is true, ladies and gentlemen, Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Drew Holiday is no longer a part of the Milwaukee Bucks. DeAndre Ayton is no longer a part of the Phoenix Suns. This was like a 3-team trade, if I'm not mistaken, where they got a bunch of pieces and a couple of draft picks. But the thing about it is, Dame Lillard is now in Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody was talking about him going to Miami, him going to Boston, him going to Toronto, because the Raptors wanted to get him, and that was the last place that he was supposed to be going. But the Milwaukee Bucks pulled out of nowhere and got this deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. Chris Middleton is still with the Milwaukee Bucks from what I know. You got Giannis, and now you got Dame Lillard. Man, I'm telling you right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be a hard out for sure now. The Celtics and the Sixers and all these other teams are going to have to watch out. The Milwaukee Bucks might win the NBA championship next year. I don't think you cannot. Phoenix is another super team. The Lakers we're there, but we're a two-man team type team. But I'm here to tell you, the Milwaukee Bucks are now the favorites to win the NBA championship. I know that all the bet sites said that they're fourth. They still think Denver and Phoenix are the teams. But I am here to tell you, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be something serious. They may not win the championship this coming season, but the year after that, they probably will. Because, I'm telling you, this is a move for Giannis, because Giannis was complaining about what was going on. He was getting everything he wanted. But now you get a bonus in getting this guy, Dame Lillard, a 11-year player, all-star, all that. But Damian Lillard has never been to an NBA championship. He tried to stick with Portland as long as he could. But when they got Scoot Henderson, that was the end of the day for him. Because before last season, the season before that, they were talking about Dame Lillard could possibly be going to the Lakers to play with LeBron James. But now he's going to the Bucks. Wisconsin. Cheeseheads. Of course, Milwaukee's going to want him there. They're going to embrace him. This is nothing but just getting Giannis the help that he needs to get over the hump. Because remember this, Giannis wants to be not only a one-time champion, but he also wants to be a 2-time NBA champion. He just legitimately got the spot to get it. And I'll talk more about it later on. Ladies and gentlemen, the WNBA. Man. Last night, the Aces are proving again that they deserve to be the WNBA champions. A'ja Wilson, who did not win the MVP, shout out to Stewie for winning that. Alyssa Thomas also was in the hunt. Stewie was in the hunt. Not Stewie, but A'ja was in the hunt. But Asia's proven everybody why the Aces are the better team. The Wings, they need to win the next game or they're out. But I think that the Sun And the Liberty series is going to go possibly 5, because I don't think that Stewart and them's going to have a tough time beating Bonner and them, as you can see. So shout out to all the women that are still left in the WNBA playoffs to play for the chip. Man. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Trick Williams from NXT is now going to fight against Baby Mysterio, Dominique Mysterio, his name, for the NXT North American title. I think Trick Williams wins this because they have been trying to elevate him. A big win over Joe Gacy, but what happens if he doesn't win? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. If he does not win that title this Saturday over Dominique Mysterio, guess what's going to happen? He's going to end up costing Carmelo Hayes the title. Either he's going to cost him the title or he's going to want a shot at it. It's just those two scenarios that's going to happen. We saw the fallout between Becky and Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany Stratton does not beat Becky Lynch. Not now. I think maybe if they go back down the line, she'll probably beat her. But not right now. They're not going to take the title off Becky right now. They're going to at least let Becky have at least a month with the title before they decide to take it off her. You know, Braun Breaker and, you know, Baron Corbin, they have a nice little rivalry going on. I think Braun Breaker beats Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin is in NXT to make the NXT stars better. Surprise me if he does win, you know. That's a big matchup as well. I don't know the other. Oh, Butch versus Noam Dar. That's going to be a great match, ladies and gentlemen. But do I think Butch? I think Butch wins and comes back to the main roster with the Heritage Cup trophy, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think he comes back with that. So that's going to be interesting to see as NXT No Mercy comes out this weekend on Peacock. So it's going to be a great show, and it's competing against AEW's Collision. Tonight is AEW Dynamite. I don't know the show yet, but I will talk about it tomorrow. But I want to also talk about baseball, and I'm talking about as the wild card hunt is heating up, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So the Astros lose and the Texans loses. The Astros lose to Seattle. Seattle is the 7th team that's in the hunt for the wild card in the AL. You got Baltimore, Texas, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Toronto Blue Jays, Houston Astros, which will right now mathematically has the last wild card spot. And then you have Seattle that's in the hunt. It's crazy. You know, this is crazy, man, because last year the Houston Astros were like in there and they won the World Series. So if they get in there, and I hope Dusty get them boys right, they'll make something happen. You know, I want to see something happen between them. That's what I want to see so far. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the NL playoffs. The Braves beat the Cubs after being down 6-1 or something like that last night. The Braves came back and beat the Cubs 7-6. That was a bad loss for the Cubs. And I know that's my brother's team because Kendo is a Cubs fan. But my team's the Braves. And the Cubs are still in the mix. They have the last playoff spot and the wild card. But, you know, the Miami Marlins are on them. Because you got, of course, the Braves 1, the Dodgers 2, Milwaukee 3, Philly 4, Arizona 5, Chicago 6, and Miami in the hunt. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in these last couple of games of baseball. Because there's going to be somebody with tears in their eyes, and there's going to be somebody that wins you know, went in and the other one has to go home. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with the, NHL, the NL and the AL playoffs for Major League Baseball. You know, back to Damian Lillard, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to end with this. And I also got something else I want to say, something very special to somebody. The Milwaukee Bucks have a chance to win the championship next year. I don't think they're going to win because of the simple fact of the matter. The chemistry sometimes take a year to get together. Sometimes it works just like that because they have to learn each other, and it's going to take a few games for them to learn each other. But here's the odd man that needs to do something, and that's Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is going to be the guy that's going to be the X factor for them to win. Chris Middleton is an NBA champion. Chris Middleton is a gold medal winner. And Chris Middleton is an NBA All-Star. So he knows how to play his role with Milwaukee. Do I think Drew Holiday is going to fit the bill on somebody's team? Because he's going to go to a contender. He's not going to go to a team that's not going to make it. You probably will see Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday may go back to New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying that because he was great with New Orleans when him and AD and all those boys were there. He was what they needed in New Orleans, Drew Holiday. So I don't know where he's going to go, but I doubt if he plays in Portland because they got Scoot Henderson. Unless they want him to be the big guard, that's the only thing I see with him. The Bucks have made the biggest splash so far before the season starts. My question is now, does James Harden stay with Philly or does he get traded before All-Star season? I believe that he will. Don't be shocked if he does not leave Philadelphia. But I'm telling you guys, they just made a big splash with Dame Lillard, the NBA. The NBA just did it. This is going to go down, ladies and gentlemen, as one of the biggest trades in NBA history. Just as big as when Shaq got traded from the Lakers to the Heat. Just as big as Allen Iverson getting traded from Philly to Denver. Man, I'm telling you, man, this is a big trade. Charles Barkley getting traded from Philly to Phoenix. This is a big trade, folks. This is a big move in the NBA. Dame Lillard has exactly what it takes to get Giannis over the hump. He has to stay healthy, though. If Dame Lillard can play 60 games next season, then the Bucks have a chance to win in the playoffs. This is big. This is a big move by the NBA and the Milwaukee Bucks and the Portland Trail Blazers and the Phoenix Suns organizations. This is big. This is huge. This is a big trade. Now, the thing about it is now, can Dame Lillard get these boys, get Giannis another championship? That's the question now going into the NBA season, which starts up next month. This is big. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. I think that Dame Lillard and them make it, but I don't think they're going to win this year. I think they will win the championship next year because they have to get themselves organized and get themselves comfortable with playing with each other. And that's what I got to say about that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a special shout out to somebody that's real close to me. I want her to know that I'm always here for her. I always want her to know no matter what goes on between us, I want her to know that I always have her back. I always have her back. It's been tough times off the airways, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm here to tell you all that bad times don't last forever. Good times come. And I just want people to know that when you call on God about things. But I want her to know that I hear you, I respect you, and I want this to get better, ladies and gentlemen. God bless, God keep. I am Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World. God bless you, God keep you. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.